There we go. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? How's the sound, by the way? Do I need to turn anything up? Just let me know. Had the best day ever playing guitar today. Sometimes you gotta play some new stuff to get inspired. Hey, I agree, man. Sounds good, thank you. Cool. You can kind of hear that pick attack, can't you? This tone is amazing, by the way. This tone's amazing, by the way. I'm using the Eddie Tight Lead preset on the new Nunchuck plugin from Polychrome DSP. Absolutely incredible. Remembers that Paul Gilbert? Like I was just doing a cool technique how to play that. You're going to use a little bit of hyper picking and sweep picking. So check this out. I'm going down. So you actually could start that with an up then hybrid, sweep. Sweep, repeat. That guitar sounds so good. I know, dude. I haven't actually played any of my other guitars since I got this one. I was meaning to make a attempt to play some other ones, but for some reason, I just keep playing this one. It's funny. I think that one is your best sounding guitar. You think so? I'm starting to agree with you, man. I mean, I actually kind of do agree. I don't know if any of the other ones I have sound this good. This one just has that. Sick guitar. Can you do the arpeggios and altitudes? I think he said. I don't actually know how to play that one super confidently, but I was thinking about making a reattempt at playing that one. I mean, I think it's just like E minor arpeggios, and it goes up to, isn't it go? And it goes to B minor, right? Back to what, D major? Maybe it goes to F sharp major? So I think it's something to do like that. I could probably figure it out. Hi from Greece. Hey, what's up, man? How do you play so effortlessly? I use a lot of different techniques that lend itself to, playing effortlessly. So like, economy picking, of course, is. So economy picking is going to help a lot. Hybrid picking is going to make. That's going to help a lot too, hybrid picking. And then what's going to help the most, actually, though, for playing relaxed is something called Swiber picking, where you're going to combine both of those techniques. So sweep picking and hybrid picking. You get fast lines like this. You got to use a lot of arpeggio stuff. That's going to help with, being. For relaxed. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, is for playing fast stuff. To play relaxed, yeah, you just got to use all the techniques that lend itself to being relaxed. So you want to play 2-string arpeggios, you can use economy picking, like. This tone is amazing. What do you guys think of this sound? This literally sounds like old school Marshall, man. This is supposed to sound like Eddie Van Halen's tone. You get that kind of muting sound really nice with that bridge pickup. I don't have a lot of gain on right now. Make it a little bit easy or less or a little bit harder to play. But I like this low gain sound right now. I've been using those shapes lately. I like those. Gives it a nice Mixolydian sound. How long you been playing? How long have you been playing? I've been playing since August 2008, so that's about 16, 17 years, something like that. Yeah, I think it's 16 years, yeah. Wait, no, that'll be 17 years this year. Do you chicken pick in most of your runs? Hold on, let me look at that comment again. Do you chicken pick in most of your runs? It looks like it, but may just be your picking technique. Yeah, I use a lot of hybrid picking in most of what I play. Really flawless. Thank you. Big stage town. I appreciate it, man. Just want to bend strings on this guitar. Just so easy. Any tips to learn hybrid picking? Yeah, just use it in your chords maybe. Start with some chords. If you want to learn Swiber pretty quickly, I would suggest doing like a sweep with a middle finger pluck at the top of the B string. Maybe something like that so you can eventually build up to, you know, being able to go. That's what I do, so I just... There's a combination of sweep picking and hybrid picking. Kind of Dorian type sound. it's fairly easy once you get it down. It turns into like an effortless. That's another way. Just the Paul Gilbert exercise would be even a good. Use that as your upstroke right there. I've been working on Cliffs of Dover and realized I'm lost without hybrid picking. Yeah, you're gonna want to be able to use hybrid picking for a lot of this stuff, especially since it's chord stuff. I mean, I guess you could jump over the strings if you want for chordal stuff, but I mean, I prefer just. So yeah, for that kind of Cliffs of Dover. You actually could use a lot of economy picking with that because you have a lot of runs like. That kind of stuff is useful. So that's good. Just any pentatonic shape, really. That kind of thing. So yeah, if you wanted to use that stuff, just add more G major pentatonic as well. That's gonna, work in your favor. See, that's even a basic way, just kind of end on that root there. That'll give you that sound really easily. See, end on that G, and then if you want, you can use Mixolydian pentatonic over the dominant seventh chords. You can go. That shape's fairly easy. I was more meaning if you just add it right here. Your standard bar shape. Just add in that, the dominant seventh notes on the, in your. So that would be, Any updates on your EP? Yeah, man, getting closer and closer. Got a new song that I really like, working on. It's getting pretty cool, man. This new plugin's getting a lot of work on there, too. The Nunchuck. Been using it for everything. I just know it's going to be crazy. Well, you can expect, certainly, lots of technical stuff, lots of cool tracks, cool songs. Appreciate it, man, for, the interest in that. Look through some more comments. Yeah, man, this tone is just ridiculous, man. You get that Eric Johnson sound almost right out of this preset. It's supposed to be a Van Halen preset, but it sounds like Eric Johnson as well. The dynamics are crazy. Oh my gosh, right? You get that. handles well with other volumes. Yeah, that's not a lot of distortion, guys. Like, that's really not a whole lot. This is just like the bare minimum almost needed to essentially be able to play the crazy or anything outside of that, you know, kind of thing. I swear when you can get a good palm mute on the high strings, you're golden. Yeah, get that. That's exactly what you want, because you get that. Man, I'm tempted to go more distortion on this. I don't actually usually play with this low a gain, but it is very rewarding when you have a little bit more control without that extra distortion. So, like, just in general, you don't have to mute as much. You do actually, you pick a little harder too, so you can get that extra pick attack, so you can. Hey, how does the changes to the heel cutout compared to the old one? Well, it's a lot better than the old one, like, by far. I mean, it's way different because physically there's less wood there. So when you're trying to get up to these higher frets, it's totally all just a lot easier. So yeah, that neck heel is definitely awesome. Honestly, I haven't been using the old ones as much, and I was very complimentary to the old neck, you know, cutaway where the access was. I was very complimentive to that because it was a lot better than anything else I've ever used. So the new addition to the line really, you know, it makes sense because, you know, for this kind of fast sort of playing you don't want to be running into the neck as much, and even you get access to, if you want to do this kind of like diminish, kind of like, you know, that the diminished stuff that everyone likes to do, that is a lot easier, you know, with that being, you know, having that not be there. So that addition is great. And then if you wanted to play even like augmented stuff, see what I mean? You don't usually get that stretch as easy. So like, see, it's all there. It's right there for you. It's pretty easy. All right, I have a Vanquish with the old cutout, and I was wondering if the changes were really impactful. If the changes were really impactful, I guess they are. LOL. Thanks for the answer. Of course, of course. I mean, it's a good question because I mean, I don't know what your Vanquish. That probably has a pretty decent cutaway to begin with. So I'm sure it's. I mean, I wouldn't say you like I wouldn't worry because you have those old Kiesels are still really nice, man. They're really nice, but I mean the new stuff it is better. So it's just sort of like it's kind of like it could be time to upgrade because if it depends on what you're playing as well. So if you try to do the fast shredding stuff, I mean this is going to be out of your way much better. So someone like me, I like to have this extra feature, and I really haven't spent much time with my other guitars, which I will. I'm gonna still play them. It's just I'm digging the new shape now. The new generations of Kiesels. I like them. See, it's just easy. It has the same as the A2. I think it's really good, but it seems like it has the same as the A2. I think it's really good, but it seems like the new one is better. Oh, I mean, it's definitely better. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, when you get rid of some wood, I mean, there's gonna make a change to the guitar physically. It's gonna be a little bit lighter. This one's a little lighter. It honestly just looks cooler too. It looks cooler, plays better, and overall, just an amazing feature. It just makes guitar playing just that much more fun. Less, you don't have to think about playing clean. You can just have fun. Yeah, that's cool. Not easy shape actually to get. Yeah, the new look is really good, haha. Especially the neck through. I've never played neck through guitars, really. So I don't have an opinion on that, but all of Kiesel's guitars are always very aesthetically pleasing. I mean, they're just always super well put together. So I'm really a fan of how this feels right here because it's just much better. You get like I said before, the stretches you just yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, look at it. It's there. Like, I'm not running into that part at all. So, take what you will of it. Probably should get a new one if you if you want a new guitar. I mean, now's now. It feels actually one thing that feels cool about this is being like one of the first people to try it out too, because when there's like a new product and you're like one of the first people to check it out, that's always a cool feeling too. Like there's something always about that when you try out something new for the first time, and this is just the way things are going to be for a while. Like for the next, I don't know when the next update's coming to this. Probably not for a long time. I think it took 5 years. This was in run for 5-6 years before I got an update. So, I mean, I like it, and I hope they continue with it, which I know they are. I mean, I think it's the new stock setting for. I was watching the stream and Jeff was saying that it's the new stock setting having this on all your builds. So if you order the new one, it just comes like this immediately, which is cool. I got my eyes on a DC at the moment. Might pull the trigger to try the new neck heel and compare it to my neck through Schecter. Hey man, go for it. I mean, I don't think you'll be disappointed with the new neck heel. That's for sure. I mean, it's awesome. Shred all day up there. And really, just looking at it, it looks so cool. Can you please show the neck heel? I'm sorry if you already did. Hey, no worries, man. Yeah, of course. So right here we got the neck heel. So you see it right there? Right there. I don't know if this lighting does it justice, but right there, it's just curved in there. If you need any more, angles of it, just let me know. But just it looks phenomenal. Aesthetically, I love it. But it's just a fun guitar to play, man. It's just so easy. Nice, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's definitely worth it, man. I mean, the new stuff is, I'm very proud to be a Kiesel artist when you see upgrades like this constantly happening, and the new guitars you always get are they're better each time. It's a great company, man. Seriously. Cheers from Brazil. What string gauge do you use? I use 8 through 38. That way you can get the bends perfectly. All right, man. I got to go, man. Thanks for the answers and keep shredding. Of course, man. Appreciate having you. Please give us a little legato lick. Regards from Venezuela. Okay, you want some legato. All right, someone said legato. So that means bridge pickup. So that means let's go try some in G major. Any tuning problems with eights? Not at all. What's up, bro? Been a while. How you doing, man? How about some Locrian? Okay. Will your EP have any vocals? Looking forward to hearing it either way. Actually, no, it will be just instrumental. Some Locrian. So he says, sup, bro? Been a while. Oh, you haven't been watching him or you haven't been able to make the live stream in a while is what you mean, right? I prefer nines. Your playing is fantastic. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I mean, to each their own. I used to play nines. I could work with that. but it's just a little easier to play, it's my opinion. So someone wants Locrian. Yeah, that's funny that you say Locrian. If you want to get the Locrian sounds, you really got to target that F sharp when you're in, when you're in G major. Want to get that. Yes, been working on my modes with the pentatonic positions. Oh, there you go. That's a good way of going about it because when you use the pentatonic positions, you just get a good understanding of the neck, I feel. Bro, that's a nice guitar. Just one question. When you play stuff like Buckethead, do you prefer some of delay? And what effects do you use to match the tone? I like a little bit of delay, reverb. Just use Polychrome DSP Nunchuck. That's what I use. That's what I like. I like a little delay. Do you ever use a drone to practice? Like a drone note? Yeah, let's pull one up. I was just doing that. Gotta make sure the levels are right though. Man, I need to turn the noise gate off on this. What key are we in? Okay, that's D major 7. I have no idea how that sounded, but we're turning the noise gate back on. It was actually the levels were making me play a little off, so hopefully that didn't sound terrible. Love your work, man. Keep rocking. Cool. Smooth. Thank you. Hopefully it was. What is that ascending fours like you have played as well as descending? Like, what do you mean, like? Or you can go. What do you think of this sound right here? This is called Eddy Tight Lead. Let's try going to the other Ed. This is more raw lead. Oh yeah, this is raw lead. Check this out. This has way less distortion, man. This is even... This requires a little bit more effort to play. And speaking of less distortion, I started noticing comments of people. I thought this was a really interesting comment, but they were asking for me to play, like, saying, you probably can't shred on the clean channel. Like, all right. So, for whoever is wondering, could I do that? We're going to use a little bit of clean. Absolutely no difference at all. It might even sound cleaner on the with less distortion. Truthfully, I mean, that's what it is about. When you get a good technique, you should be able to use a clean channel and sound just as good. You know what I mean? Or even sweeping is it's the same thing. not really. It's I never got it where people. I mean, I guess it's almost harder though when you have like not enough distortion. It might even be easier just to have none at all. So it's one of those things. Yeah, if you don't have good technique, it's gonna be a little harder to play without gain. So here you go. You could even do a little bit of this. Turn this up a bit. You get the idea. But we're going back to distortion now because that is what I am all about. Lots and lots of distortion. Yeah, let's turn that down a little bit because the levels I had to increase a little bit for the clean. So let's just see what this sounds like. Do you ever play Ibanez? No, I've never really played Ibanez. Never really, I guess played them. Before I played Kiesel, I played, like Fenders and stuff. So nowadays I'm, endorsed by Kiesel. So like, basically means I have all the great guitars nowadays that have all the awesome specs. So I just go with Kiesel. I like them. They fit my needs and, the innovation they keep, providing. Bunch of awesome stuff like that. It works for me, man. Love them. But Ibanez are cool too. I used to play an Ibanez. The only experience I ever had with Ibanez is actually one of my dad's Ibanez guitars that he used to let me play when I was getting better at guitar, practicing. I was doing a lot of the Paul Gilbert. Alternate picking. So yeah, I used to play this cool. I think it was like an RG. Was it RG 565? Either way, I think if you want to know more about that guitar, I think there's a video of me playing it a long time ago somewhere on YouTube. You could probably find it. But with that being said, no, I never really played them. But I did like that guitar. It was cool. It was just yellow, had a cool color, cool finish. But I mean, ultimately, I'm more of a traditional guitar kind of guy. So I like a little bit more, modern but basic. I like the Strat style guitar because it just sounds great. And the Kiesel Dallas is great too because it has these extra, the neck heel that's been removed. That makes it like 10 times better. And, ergonomics is important when you're deciding on what guitar to go with. So the guitar has to be somewhat ergonomic if you want to be able to have that sort of shredability, sort of like. See what I mean? You want that sort of extra, cutaway right there. And another thing is too, some people are into radiuses too. So if you want it to shred a little bit more, you might even want to go with a really flat radius. But if you want that sort of classic vintage sound, then you just like the standard like 10 is good. And in many ways, there's advantages to a 10-inch radius versus a 20 in many regards. As far as chords too, like up here, just feels so much easier on a 10. So yeah, what is your favorite option for radius? Because I consider that a tool to use, having different radius fretboards. Yeah, why was I trying that? With that fingering, that was not usual to what I would do. But let me try that again. Man, this guitar's fun. Whoa, those chords were crazy. Which ones? Oh, these kind of. I think I was working on actually a track of mine uses some chords kind of like that. Actually, it's kind of loosely based. I mean, it's the harmony. But yeah, those chords are awesome. That's actually melodic minor. Kind of a cool way of playing it. Or harmonic minor, you can go. Cool. Yeah, those chords are really interesting. Well, actually, it's just sort of like major seven sort of sound. You could use that, or you could even use F sharp in your root. Man, that's such an easier way to play that. Imagine trying that with alternate picking. Way more way more effort with that technique. So if you want to save yourself some energy, this technique to use: hybrid and sweeping. Again, let's try those alternate picking. Look at the difference. So for me to get that same speed, I gotta look at how I'm shaking my arm literally for this. I mean, that sounds great, but this method is much easier, just so much faster and easier. See that? Look at the difference. Literally, I could just be taking a nap. Right? I mean, the difference is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. it's yeah. It's the same thing for like this pattern too. If you wanted to do just the more basic version. I think where I struggle is precisely when to use your finger to pick. Well, when you want to use your finger to pick is very contingent on what you are actually trying to execute. So, with that being said, if you're gonna play something like this, which is like a setting fours kind of thing, which is fairly easy actually to get yourself into the Swiber picking type of ecosystem. So that's just down hammer, down middle. So it's replacing doing this. But instead I'm going like this. I'm doing this. It's actually easy when you do it that way, but yeah. With that being said, it's usually when you're cleverly finding where to hyperpick, because this is a very clever system here. This is not just randomly hyperpicking. I mean, you can do that for like slower playing. That's fine. Like. So yeah, it's not random. You just gotta figure out the ways to do it. I mean, when you're combining it with sweep picking, you gotta be more clever. When you're not, then you could even just play 3 notes per string, just down, middle, 3 notes per string, like. See there, that's very fairly easy. Just look at down, middle for the next string. And when you're descending, try to use hammers only so you can get a smoother sound. That's hammer only technique, but yeah, that's just something that you should, use for legato. It's always a good idea to get a good tone that way, in my opinion. Thank you. Thank you. Many players rarely take the time to point that out. Appreciate this. Especially on longer, more complex lines. Yeah, no problem, man. I like to, help always. So if you have any more questions on that topic, just let me know. Or think of something for another live stream for the next one I do. And if anyone's interested in guitar lessons with me, all you got to do is check out the link in the description. There's a lesson pack. It's only $20. It has tabs and a lot of very cool runs that I use and cool stuff with awesome harmony, arpeggios. Lots of really cool stuff on that lesson pack. I like it a lot, and a lot of people have liked it. So check it out. It's only $20. It's got a bunch of cool licks. It's a collection of tabs and video lessons, and I think you'll like it. And if anyone's interested in one-on-one lessons, all you got to do is contact the email that's also in the description of this live stream. So yeah, if you guys want, educational content, that's where to go. The link of this, the description of this live stream. Do you have your own original music recorded? Yes, but it's not released yet, and it will be. So keep an eye out on that for that over the next year or so. Yeah, that's some cool stuff though. I love Dominus 7th. Everything it's very, playable. I feel like you would love a Parisian walks. I feel like you would love. I feel like you would love a Parisian walkways shred. Check it out. Ooh, that's a good song, man. I know that song. I listen to that all the time. Gary Moore is an underrated shredder. Yeah, of course. That song Parisian Walkways by Gary Moore is excellent. Excellent. Man, you're right. I do love that song. That song is so good. Literally. Those chords are awesome. It's just very soulful song, very well put together, very musical. Just Gary Moore's phrasing and feel is just incredible. Amazing guitarist, man. He's just got that. I listened to that song today for the first time. Oh, really? Are you new to Gary Moore then? Because that's a good one. There's a lot of good Gary Moore songs. That long note at the middle of the song is amazing. Dude's got the feel, man. He's got it, man. Just Still Got the Blues. That is a very good song as well. That's actually my very first introduction to Gary Moore. What gauge strings you got on that guitar? I got 8 through 38 I got 8 through 38 gauge strings. It's how I like to play all my guitars. Any advice for playing faster and clean? Yeah, I'd say try using, economy picking. So whenever you can, if you're going to play 3 notes per string scales, let's say we're in a key of, let's say, G major, you're going to want to use economy picking rather than alternate. So that's alternate, which fast would sound like. Which is cool and fine and everything, but if you look, I struggle with that a little bit physically, because it's a lot of jumping around the strings. So to mitigate any struggle whatsoever, or any effort for that matter, I recommend using a technique called economy picking, where you can essentially just play all the scales that you want, but you just go like this: down, up, down, instead of alternate picking, and then descending it's up, down, up, and that's 3 notes on a string. So each time, down, up, down, 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 down, up, down. Now descending, it's going to be up, down, 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 up. Now fast, that would sound like this. What's your take on Swiber picking? I love Swiber picking. I use it all the time, man. It's great. I was talking about it a little bit earlier in this live stream, but yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about it. It's just one of those techniques that allows you to, get to really ridiculous high speeds without trying very hard, which is cool because you don't want to be playing things that, are just like you're moving your arm like. I mean, I don't want to have to rely on that kind of motion. Whereas now with the Swiber picking stuff, I've used Swiber picking for quite a long time actually, but I use it all the time. I just like the technique, and something I think is good for Swiber picking is just even basically how Marshall Harrison explained the Paul Gilbert lick, like. That's a good introduction to doing it. And you could even I was doing this pattern earlier that I was working on, which is kind of like a variation of that, but you can do something more like. Stretch is a bit annoying. Maybe we'll try it up here. Get a little bit of E-Lydian going on. Yeah, it gets ridiculously fast when you do that. And if you tried it with alternate picking, it would end up sounding more like. My face shows it all, man. It's like, oh, ridiculous. When alternate picked, of course. See, look at this. I have to make faces just to make this happen. Just to struggle less. You gotta, oh. But when you are Swiber picking this, it's just more like chilling. Hey, we got Mr. Marshall Harrison in the house. What's up, dude? Yep, we're talking about Swiber picking. I was working on this pattern, like the lesson, this one. That kind of thing. But what we were doing today is kind of messing around with some more stuff. And then we're comparing what would it look like if you were to alternate pick that, which I think you know. Lots more effort involved there. So yeah, that's my opinion on Swiber picking. I think it's great. I think it's the best technique to use, actually. Hey, looks good. Yep, the PG conversion. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, this guy, he created this technique a long time ago, and you guys got to check this guy out if you don't already know him, because this guy is seriously like next level, legitimately. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. It sounds actually really cool when you do more mixed Lydian or even Lydian sounds. So if you want to go, let's say D Lydian. Yeah, it's a little tough though getting that shift, but it's not too bad. Marshall Harrison casually pulls up. Yeah, man. Shout out to Marshall, man. Thanks. Cool Lydian Swiber. Love it. Oh, thanks, man. It's cool, man. It's super fun working on this stuff, especially like even these little shapes. Like when you mess around with. I was actually creating a little etude out of this sort of thing, though. I don't know if I can even pull it off. Actually, I was watching one of your live streams the other day, and I was like, dude, because I was using this shape. And I started seeing you do it in all octaves. I was like, oh my gosh, man. Let me try that etude, though, if I can even play it. Wait. Wait. Tough. So let me try that again. I haven't practiced this one in a while, but it's cool. It's worth the wait, I think. Oh my gosh. Gotta have to work on that. I think I got it down soon. Really close. Trying, man. I'm trying. I like the harmony on this, though. It's cool. But these kind of patterns are so easy. A lot easier when you use Swiber picking. Like, literally imagine trying to flawlessly alternate pick that. It's just a lot more effort. Marshall Harrison just said Straten's got Swiber down better than anyone else. Dang, man, I'm seriously honored to hear that, man. You know, I've been working on it, and you know, I think it's superior to any other technique. I mean, I'm telling people about Swiber picking all the time. It's just one of those techniques that once you start doing it, you can't stop doing it because it's just so much faster, so much easier, so much more relaxed. It's just I've always been a hybrid picking guy, so why not mix the, economy picking, and it just makes a lot of sense, really. So, yeah. Thank you to Marshall Harrison, man, for putting me onto the Swiber picking stuff, man, cuz this stuff is next level and everyone should start doing it because it makes everything 10 times easier. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I don't have to try to play. Like, we'll work on that Paul Gilbert pattern and you just don't even you don't even got to fall asleep for all I care and it's still going. The work shows. Thanks for getting the word out. Oh, of course, man. Of course, man. Thanks for all you do, man. You're doing you're one of the few people actually in this, the playing guitar that's actually created something new in the last, let's say, 30 years. So I think it's great, man. Take care, bro. Everybody later. All right, man. Well, I'll catch you on a live stream soon, man. Take care, dude. Can you do a snippet of Scuttle Button? I think I got an old video of it on Facebook if you want to see it. Go to my Facebook and you might be able to find it somewhere on there. But no, I don't want to play that right now. That's very it's tough, but I mean, I'd have to work on it to authentically do it for you. Maybe we'll make a video on that. Which of your instruction videos to check out Swiber picking? I don't actually have a lot of material on Swiber picking. So you should just check out Marshall Harrison for that. But I do have some of my own ways of doing it that are different from his, but he does it in certain ways. I do it in certain ways, but it pretty much aligns in most ways. I would say like 99% of the things would align in just that way. So yeah, man, check out Marshall Harrison's stuff. He's the one who created the technique. I use the technique to execute everything nowadays because it's just, like I said, I think it's superior. I'm not going to sit here and try to alternate pick this stuff. So, I mean, I would have maybe 10 years ago, like, unless the lick calls for it, like these kind of Paul Gilbert patterns. Somehow my amp turned off. Hold on one second. All right. Marshall Harrison, I will check out. Thanks, Straten. Yeah, dude has lots of live streams you can just go back and learn from. Like, literally, there is so many hours of footage you can watch from that guy that he explains a lot of different stuff. And pretty much it's never-ending cycle of watching his content and learning. You just learn one thing one day, and then before you know it, he has this really crazy new advanced thing that, like, what, it's like one after the other. It's ridiculous. But yeah, tone. All right. There we go. Or amp sound, yeah. That guy is not from Earth. Dude's insane, man. Absolutely. I mean, I don't get impressed, like, extremely easily, but that guy, crazy. All right, everyone. So said, hi, Straten. What's going on, dude? And also, if anyone's interested in guitar lessons, just say one more thing. I'm about to head out. If anyone's interested in lessons with me, all you got to do is check out the links in the description. There's an email you can contact me for one-on-one lessons. And if you want to check out my lesson pack with tabs, video lessons, all that great stuff, you got to, just check that out if you want. Of course, a lot of people like it, but yeah, check it out. It's only $20, tabs, and it gives you a little glimpse into my play style. How do you get your amp to get this sweet lead sound? So I'm using an amp from Polychrome DSP. Well, it's a plugin from Polychrome DSP. And I'm using the nunchuck plugin. It's very simple, but it's so great. Just see what I mean? It's just dynamic. You can roll the volume down. Let me turn the noise gate off because that affects your sustain a bit. So I just turn the noise gate on sometimes because on the live stream you hear that hiss a little bit. So there we go. All right, everyone, heading out now. Appreciate everyone who joined, and check out the links in the description for any lesson-related, interests. If you want to take lessons with me, just check out the email in the description or check out the link for my lesson pack. All right, everyone, take care. Appreciate the support. We'll do some more videos and live streaming soon, and keep on the lookout for new music as well. All right, take care, everyone.